Good morning, class. Welcome everyone back to the second week of this week's course. Happy to see you. I hope that you are able to get something of last week. And if you feel like you still are not able to grasp the entire concept because of various reason, then that's okay. I hope that this week we're gonna recap a bit more too, because what we talked about last week will be a strong fundamental that we're going to stand on to make sure that the preceding weeks will be easier and easier. Um, Please to take your time to look back, recap, understand. It's very important to write out questions that you don't know of. Don't be afraid to ask. This class is a open-ended class in which that every week is, although every week have its own schedule, but to allow the entire class to follow through together, to achieve things together. Now we adjust all the topic, all the timing, and all the materials so that all of us can journey along together all at once. So therefore, please do ask questions and write us, what you are confused about so that we can help remedy them, be it privately in our chat group or address them as general in these kind of videos. All right. So for this week's focus, we're gonna aim more toward our practice, meditation practice to be specific, because I think we all know that it is a practice that all of us prove to be beneficial, one point or the other, and so beneficial in fact that you give up your time, your space, your resources to sit and listen to these lectures to help elevate those practices. To make sure that those practices are able to get to where you want it to be, we'll then have to come back to the fundamental once again. Today we're gonna focus on the concept of goals, how to properly have them, why is it very important, and all the related details to help you in the background automatically elevate your meditation practice. So let's bring back again the concept that we talked about last week, all the 6 different spheres. In the start of this entire course, we started off with asking how human, or why does human move forward? What are the forces that keep them going? And we conclude that it is their wants, the desire. Our wants, our desire for what? For us in this class is to level up, is to be that new version, the version or the person that you want to be. If you understand the concept of 6 different spheres, this phrase might bring some alarms inside you, because this state is precisely what we call Vimutti Jnana Tasana, or the fruit of liberation. We want that that fruit of our practice, that new version, new life, new everything, to like shedding skin to be a new person. That's what we want. Because we have that as a goal, there had to be something, a system to help support us to properly get to that goal. When we talk about life planning or meals prep, workout prepping or study prep, everything, we put things into systematically, where we identify what to do first, second, third, fourth, fifth. These are all processes that we sure that if we were to stick to it one by one, at the end of the duration, maybe a month or 2 or whatever you set your goal to, at the end of it, you achieve that desired state, that desired goal. That's why if we desire fruit of liberation, these 5 different spheres that preceded have to come into existence to help you get to that point. Just like a little boy, 6th grader, who wishes to be his 7th grade, because he wants that fruit of liberation, he must come back to the very beginning, from the 6th sphere to the first one, called the Dharma Sphere, where he have to recognize, identify all the tools that he have at his disposal. what is there for him to utilize to help achieve the fruit of liberation, from 1 to number 6. Once recognized, he then have to look at himself. Sure, I'm very fortunate. Sure, I have all these different resources around me, but am I there to enable? Am I a kind of person to actually utilize these resources or not? So the boy looked back at himself to see who is he normally. To be truthful to himself that he still have long ways to go, because although he doesn't spend time with gambling, drinking, all of these, because sixth grader don't do that, but all these different activities that kids do that degrade themselves. Now he find that he doesn't mix with those bunch, but he does struggle with being addicted to video games, to movie, to music, to all these simple enjoyment that doesn't help him to get to third grade. So he every day reflect and try to ship out all the habit, tendencies, routine that takes up his time to improve himself, to allow him to be more productive, more prosperous, more wholesome, to bring him more happiness, and to remove stagnation, waste of time, distraction, unwholesomeness from his life. Because he take out all these activities, he then able to fit in more activities that bring him more toward his goal or the person that he want to be. We find that the boy spend more of his time concentrating on the things that he should concentrate on. This is where samadhi comes in, concentrating on the right thing, the thing that is going to help him with prosperity, constructiveness. As he concentrates on these things, he learns, he grows, how to be more proficient, getting new knowledges to help him answer all those difficult questions in the exam. Difficult for him in the very beginning because it seemed so daunting. But as he learned more, improve himself, concentrate, and learn more, and go through these 3 cycles of normality, concentration, wisdom, it's this generator that keep on spiraling him upwards more and more and more, to the point where he find that an exam that seems daunting to him now becomes easy peasy, something he can do on a whim. Once he reached that point, he then is confident in himself that, you know what, I can take the exam. That it is truly easy. It's easy because he's ready. It's easy because he have enough knowledges. It's easy because he have enough concentration or capability to stick through the trials and the exam that he had to go through. To be able to answer all questions from his wisdom, have the capability through concentration to overcome obstacles. So with that, he goes into the exam room at the end of his term. Easily write everything down one by one, no sweat at all. For that, he is ready. Once he come out of the exam room, he patiently awaits the result of his exam, and he find that he have aced the exam due to his recognition, proper recognition of all the tools around him, because he cut out all the normality that brings about destruction and stagnation, and just embody more of prosperity, constructiveness, that he concentrate on the right thing to concentrate on, that gonna bring him those success, and that he learns all the wisdom that will help him solve all the problems that he gonna face in the exam room. Because he goes through all of this over and over again over time, he then becomes the person who is wise, who's capable, that the exam he faced no longer troubles him, no longer affects him, but just ease all the way through. And that's where finally he gained his new life as a 7th grader. But can we do more than that? Now that we learn about the connection between a goal, system, and process, where whenever there's a goal, system arises to help you get to that goal. Inside those systems, there are each processes that is unique to one another. Each process come like prerequisite, where one have to be complete first for the next to start. If he doesn't recognize the tools around him, then no matter how good of his normality is, he cannot utilize the tool because he doesn't know what tools that he have at his disposal. But if he recognizes them and level himself up with his normality, then it will help him get to concentration and wisdom. You see that this thing works in processes where finally he can take the exam. So how can we make the best of this framework, this system? In our life, if we set a low bar, sure, now we can attain it easily, but it's only that. It's a low bar. Now you set low, you gain low. But what if you set high then? People always fear that, you know what, I'm not good enough. I'm not wise enough. I don't have the resources around me to be up there. So you know what, let me set a low bar. At least I'm getting somewhere. This is where we're gonna learn and study about different types of goals and the importance of having a priority in your goal setting. Because different goal brings about different system. You can look back at yourself. If you aim high, your mindset changes entirely. If you aim low, your mindset is also in accordance of that low goal. A case study I want to bring up is of how we should teach ourselves and how we should teach our children, niece, nephew. One of the things that we want our kids to uh, be conscious about and give it weight is about cleanliness of themselves, of their space, their home, and everything that they do. We want them to be neat, be tidy, so that they don't have chaos in their space, and the chaos in their space doesn't induce chaos in their mind, and that everything become bright, easy to navigate, and to so that life is organized. So we all would often, as common knowledge, tell ourselves, our kids to clean up after themselves. And whenever they finish eating, hey, go wash your plate. Whenever they make a mess in their room, hey, clean your room. Whenever it's house clean time, we tell them to bring a mop to help their mother, their father help clean the house. Let's look back at ourselves now. Does it ever work? Our parents tell us the same thing that we're gonna tell our children. Hey, clean after yourself. But does it ever work? It never works. No. Rarely does it work unless the kid is quite strong. What does that mean? It means that when you look back at yourself, when you're in those times, you have to fight. Have to fight against all these chores and this kind of like pollution in your mind that I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with all this stuff. I'd rather would like to go play games, go be with my friends and everything. No, I don't want to do all these mess. Yeah. So for those children who is well disciplined, they have the strength to go through all these resistances inside their mind. But for those who is not as strong, because they have a lot of pollution, and that doesn't mean that they're weak or anything, but pollution is quite rampant. They find it very difficult. Same with when you go to gym, for example, or study or work on your hobby, same thing. So if we teach our kids like that, then the effectiveness will be quite low. So what would be a better way to go about it then? That is effortless. That's gonna elevate them. So therefore, as parents, we should change our goal. Instead of asking our kids to clean after themselves, let's change our goal to teach them. Instead of making them do it, instead of ordering them, we teach them. So we invite them to understand and teach them the consequences of having a messy room, having dirty plates, having mess lying around, all the suffering that they're gonna cause, all the punishment that gonna come afterwards, and if they doesn't deal with it, the long-term the long-term disaster that's gonna follow through. Not only that, but you maybe let them go see some educational videos, or let them go see through the microscope to see all these little things, the viruses and all these things that live under the bed, inside the clothes, inside these nasty plates that they left lying around. And that, hey, if you let these tiny things like ferment, it's gonna smell, it's gonna attract cockroaches and everything. And I'm like, ooh. From that understanding of reality, the kid would want to clean after everything he or she does by themselves, because they understand the immediate consequence, the intermediate consequences, and the long-term consequence that will follow through. Just by changing your goal through teaching them, then the kid doesn't have to fight anymore, doesn't have to fight against the pollution, because this knowledge help them elevate, help them have new understanding, new view. And this is what we call right view, right understanding, to help make things easier. So how can we apply this to ourselves then? Let's go back to the example of that sixth grader. Sure, if he set a goal to be a seventh grader, to move out from this life that he have to a new life, it works for him. But only just that. He will only achieve 7th grade as his goal. Then he gonna have to repeat again from 7th to 8th, 8 to 9, and so on and so forth. But as a parent of that 6th grader, if we teach him, you know what? Why don't you aim to be someone who is proficient, or someone who is at the point where he or she can choose a life that he or she wants, to be someone who's wise enough, capable enough to pick their own destiny, to go to any college that they want, to pursue any dreams that they want, because they are capable and wise. So the kid, instead of thinking about how can I be the 7th grader, they think about how can I be that person. Because they have that high goal, when they look around them, they see different tools now. The tools that will help them achieve the person that can write, the person that have enough wisdom and capability to write his or her own destiny. The question he will ask is different. The approach, the mindset he will go about doing so is different. Everything different. His normality, the urge to change his normality, become more passionate, more powerful, more effective. Because he see that the higher the goal is, the more he have to, the system will help him become energetic to achieve that goal. The concentration will be more precise, more thorough, more weightful, more important. The wisdom that he gained now no longer aim to answer the question that's going to be asked in the 6th grade exam, but rather more profound question. How can I ace all exam? Not only the 6th, but 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. To be that person who's always striving for new knowledges, who's always trying to be a new version of themselves. You see that he too or she too will have to go through these 7 spheres: Dharma, Sila, Samadhi, Panya, Vimutti, Jnana, Hasana, but on an entirely different level. Because his final flagpole, his fruit of liberation, Vimutti, Jnana, Hasana, is on a different level. If he want to be at the 7th grade, it is down here. Now, so all the 6 sphere will be equivalent in this playing field. But if he were to elevate it to something up here, his Dhamma, Sila, Samadhi, Panya, Vimut will also follow through as well. That's why it's important for us to come back and look, what goals should we prioritize? Now, don't think that you are not capable enough, not wise enough. Don't think that, because that thinking will make you set a low bar. When you set a low bar, the system is also a low grade system, that eventually you'll attain that low bar. But you set it high, something high. Your internal system will help you achieve it no matter what. Sure, it will take time. Sure, the higher it goes, the more people think you have to get through. But just like exam, if you go through normality, concentration, wisdom, again and again and again, and recognize the tools that will help you make it very easy, eventually something daunting becomes something second nature to you. You look back at where you are right now, in your hobby, in your profession, in your academic field. If you were to look back 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or at the very beginning of your journey, you would never think to be in this spot. You would never think you'll be able to answer these questions, able to do all these amazing things that you can do right now. But now you have proved your younger self wrong, that you are wise, you are capable, can do it. So therefore, daunting or not daunting just depend on, are you ready or not? Is your concentration and wisdom up to par or not? If it is, then easy peasy. Now, because of that, we answer our first question. Why is it important to set a goal? And the key important keywords here and key point to help make it very effective. The key word here is prioritization. The key point here is that if you have the right goal, the right prioritization, the system will come into place automatically to help you achieve that goal. No matter how high it is, you are capable of doing so because there's a system to help you do that. Your mindset, the way you look at the world, everything changes to help you achieve that goal. So set that very goal. Don't be afraid, just go for it. In this class, we're going to help you become more and more efficient in using these tools to achieve whatever goal that you want. So set it, you'll get there. Now, let's be realistic. Or rather, let's come back to your daily routine now, your daily life. And we find that, sure, we know what's amazing for us, we know what's great for us, we know what's right, what's wrong, but man, why can't I do things? Why can't I actually bring myself into concentrating on things that I want to concentrate on? I want to watch this lecture for an entire 30, 40 minutes, but why can't I? I want to listen to the podcast, work out for 30 minutes, but why can't I maintain that concentration? Even if I can, why is it so distracting? Why is it so difficult to complete that 30-minute, 40-minute, 1 hour session? What is the cause of this distraction then? What's hindering me from having samadhi or concentration in my activities? That's why we're gonna link back to the concept of purity and pollution. It's because there are pollution in your mind that distract you, that pulls your attention away, make it difficult, arduous, painful even, that you have to sit and endure to do stuff. Pain, aches around your body, this uncomfortable feeling that arises when you do stuff, but fade away when you quit. You feel, liberated because you quit doing that thing. But it's pollution that causes it. The more you have it, the more it reacts. That's why you see children find it so difficult to sit down and study because they have all these pollution inside them that go unchecked. But for kids who are pure, who are well disciplined, are well trained in wisdom and capability, they can do whatever they want. Easy peasy for them. Easy to listen to teachers, easy to write things down, easy to do homework and complete all assignments. Compared to the naughty kids over there, very difficult for them to just sit down and listen to you. Now you see why I started off with sila or precept or normality, so that not only that you put yourself in a framework that doesn't bring more pollution, doesn't bring more worries or more unwholesomeness to your life, but to have that mindset to be a better person, to not kill, not steal, not do any sexual misconduct, to not say bad words or to not intoxicate yourself, to cut off all the ways to bring up pollution, strong pollution, and to remind yourself, hey, I want to be a better person, to change your normality. This will help you not only decrease or at least stop creating new pollution, but create new purity as well, to make concentration easier, easier, easier. Now you see why Normality comes before concentration here. In this lecture, the next question is, how can we make it easier? How can we make things very, very easy? And how can we also make our meditation practice easier too? One thing my teacher taught me is that it all comes to mindset and understanding and the right view of all the stakeholders and components in your life or in the practice. He talks about roles and responsibility. He taught me about the user and the tools, where he bring up an example of a water bottle. He asked me, if I want to make this water sweet, what should I do? Obviously, put sugar in. He asked me, what if I want to make it salty then? I said, well, put salt in it. Then he asked me this question once again that I once asked you last week. He asked many, many times, not to me, to remind me the truth of the matter. He asked, so is it you that make the water sweet, or is it the sugar? Because he want to emphasize the fact that there are three different, he had the fact of different roles and responsibility here between you as the user and the sugar as a tool. He said that you as a user, us here, our job here is to learn all the tools or Dhamma all around us. Learn what to be known of, to be aware of, to know, to study and to understand. Know, study, understand them. So that once we want to use them, we know which is the right tool to use, right? So to make water sweet, I can put sugar or sugar cane or artificial sweeteners and many, many things that can bring about sweetness because I want my water to, right? The more I know, the more I have my options and the more I can match the appropriate tools for the appropriate situation. But it is not me who make the water sweet, but rather it is that sugar, is that sugar cane, it is that artificial sweetener or all the other substitute that makes the water sweet. For that sugar is a tool that holds a property we call sweetness. That's what I learned. That sugar holds sweetness. So once I pop that sugar down in my water bottle, the sugar then presents itself. The property called sweetness become known, present itself. And it's that's why the water becomes sweet. So let me repeat again. I am here as a user. My job here, my role, my responsibility is to learn, to know, to study, and to understand all the different tools or Dhamma around me. So that when it becomes necessary, I'm the one who use the tool, plop it down, and it is these tools that holds your desired property. It is these tools that present those property by itself. Just like a sugar making the water sweet. Now, when we listen to this, some people might not get it yet. But after reminding myself this story many, many times, I find that, wait a minute, the burden was never on me to begin with. We all think that we have to do stuff. It's us that have to do things, but rather it's not the case. It is the tools that do stuff for us. It's these tools that achieve our goal for us. So the burden is never on you. Your job is to learn, to know, to study, to understand these tools and use it properly. That's it. Only that. The heavy lifting will be the tools that do the heavy lifting for you. With that, I feel a lot easier. That this practice, not difficult, not heavy, because it's the tools that do the job for me. Make me think of a phrase, work hard. Work smart, not work hard. Work smart, and this is what it means in Buddhism, to work smart, not hard. The hard thing, the tools will be the one who's working hard for you. So the keyword key point in this small chapter here is that the keyword is understanding roles and responsibility. The key point here is that you are not the one who's doing it, but rather it is the tools that is doing the heavy lifting. The burden is on the tools. You are just to know, to learn, to understand the tools around you so that you can use it properly, right? So let's come back again to our meditation and to our livelihood. In this class, we learn the first thing this class we learn is that goal is important. It's important because once there's a goal, there's a system that will help you achieve those goals. Inside that system, there are processes that will go through one by one by one, eventually helping you achieve that goal, reach your destination. But how can we make a goal then? This is why we're going to learn three most fundamental yet most important integral tool in Buddhism is that we have to order. Ordering is the most important tool in your life. Ordering your mind, ordering yourself, meaning you set a goal. When you tell yourself, you know what, today I want to go for a jog, you order yourself, order your mind. What does it mean? You already have set a goal. Today I will go for a jog. That is the goal that you set. When you tell yourself that, when you order yourself that, you'll find that your mind changed right away. Okay, first off, grab your boots. Now, first off, brush your teeth, now freshen up, wear the comfortable clothes, wear that athletic shoes. You see that none of these decisions you have to think. It pop up right away. Okay, do this, do this, do this, do this, so that you can go for a jog. You don't have to think, no nothing. Just by simply telling yourself, I want to go for a jog, system arises, your mind computes everything for you and tell you, you know what, first thing, freshen yourself up first. Like you want to be lively, be freshful, then wear these clothes, then wear these shoes, now then prepare all the whatever smoothies or drinks, and then go out for a walk. Every step curated for you to achieve that goal, to go for a jog. That's why number one tool is to order your mind. If you want to be a better person, come back to normality and order yourself today. I want to be that person. If you want to do your homework, hey, I want to do my homework. That's my goal, but I'm not ready yet. No problem. Your mind will think it for you. Okay, not ready? Fine. Do this thing, this thing, this thing, so that you can feel happy first. Then you can do your homework. We have to make this our new normality. This to be one with you. This tool will have to be your ace, not something that you will have in your pocket all the time. Sorry, it's a tool that you should have in your hand all the time. Because this tool will set a goal. That goal will bring a system. System will help you reach that goal. It's all start from ordering your mind, ordering yourself, setting a goal. This week, it will be a meditation week where we will focus on the fundamentals and principles to help that practice become easier. That's why in this lecture, we're gonna stop and reflect on the key important thing, which is ordering your mind. It's easier to practice this concept throughout the day while you have your eyes open. You have to get used to telling the mind what to do, to set a goal. Mini goal here, mini goal there. I'm gonna do this, do that, do this, do that. Which will help you become in control of yourself. You'll find that throughout your day, we will go through whatever our routines are. If you believe that right now after lunch I have to go to snack, then you go to snack. Instinctively go on to be your normal, regular self, going to your routine. But if we are able to notice and capture ourselves a little bit and say, you know what, after lunch, I'm going to do a different thing. You tell the mind to do differently, then this will help you diverge away from your normal, regular old self to be your newer self. Able to conquer an activity here, activity there, a old habit here, bad habit there, slowly ordering your mind to change, try to fit new new important things in to elevate yourself 1%, 2%, 3% toward that new self. This will have a strong implication when we come to meditation, because this ordering is the basis of what we have to use in our meditation practice. So I'll give you a short homework or a short thing to remind yourself of. One thing my teacher does as he was studying and try to become proficient is that because we have our own space, he would write symbols and things around his walls or furnitures or here or there, so that whenever he see that symbol, that reminder, he said, hey, I have to order my mind today. Hey, I have to set a goal today. Hey, today I know that at 4 p.m. I'm gonna go to my bad habit. Let's be cautious and take care of that for now. Instead of gonna go to do my bad habit, I'm gonna set a goal. At 4, I'm gonna do something else to cut it off entirely. So he said he uses these symbols on his shoe, in his ropes, in the window of his toilet. Just write it there, just to remind him. So therefore you can be creative, have fun in making sure that it will help you practice this habit of ordering, taking care, taking things into control. And don't do more than that. Just tell yourself, tell the mind what to do, and your brain will automatically poop out the process, number 1, number 2, number 3, to help you achieve that goal. So with that, I wish you a very wonderful day. I hope that you are able to learn something from it. If not, then you can write questions down below in the comments, so that I can answer them in the comments, so that other people who watch this can also come and read through the question and answers. Not only that, I'll post the question in our WhatsApp group, so that everyone who might not have a chance to watch videos and have no time can read through and learn together with you guys as well, with us too. All right, thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next class.